Maybe it was because it was the other way around. So this is take 2. All right, Sam, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Last week we explored some of the physical sensations that you experience when the anxiety shows up and you start you get a little panicky and well, I won't want to say a little, but you get panicky and you start having like physical sensations.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how does that feel when that happens?
Well, I mean, it's scary because you don't know really exactly what's going on, right? Like, is it just like, something to be afraid of? Is it a heart attack? Is it a stroke?
Yeah, no, those feelings all make a lot of sense and they do sound scary. Today, though, I want to introduce a technique that that might sound a bit counterintuitive, but it's a core part of the treatment that we're using, and it's called interoceptive exposure.
Okay.
Like, how do you feel about that? Just the name of it.
I mean, it's a lot of big words. Right? Probably. That's like going up on a ladder or certain heights, right?
Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah, that's exactly right. You're exposing yourself to the things that scare you, over time. Now, we're not going to jump right in. We're not going to but we're going to start a little small.
Okay.
We're going to do a little exercise a little bit later today that will take you through those physical sensations and we'll get a chance to explore those. Okay, so this interoceptive exposure, it helps you face and reduce those physical sensations like dizziness, panic, that feeling you get in your body when that fright sets in, racing heart, dizziness, maybe even if you get nauseous. I'm not sure how you've never said anything about that, but these sensations, they're uncomfortable, but they're not anything that's going to kill you. They're not dangerous. We do try to avoid them because we don't like how uncomfortable it makes us feel, right?
Yeah.
So we unintentionally teach our brain that they are a threat. These sensations are a threat. So what we're going to do is we're going to intentionally recreate some of those body sensations, right? Nothing major, just something really small. We're going to start out small. Brief exercise. We're going to do some hyperventilation, but we can also do it later on with like spinning chair, holding your breath, things like running in place, doing push-ups, sit-ups, all the things that it takes to get in shape.
Yeah.
The goal is that we just want to retrain our brain to tolerate this. And this dovetails quite a bit with DBT in that it has a component of distress tolerance, right? So over time, this reduces your anxiety and your avoidance and your emotional reactivity to these things. So if we can do this regularly, if you can do this regularly through some homework that I'm going to give you today, it may interrupt and break that cycle of fear. So, how do you feel about that?
I mean, no one wants to be uncomfortable, so I guess that part kind of. But I'm willing to try it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to break for just a second to double check that we are still recording. Yes, we are. I do apologize for that, but the last one didn't take. So, nobody likes to wants to feel those sensations. Nobody wants to feel worse. So, it might give you some uncomfortable feelings at first, but those should subside rather quickly. They are safe. Nothing's going to happen to you. The fear it comes from the meaning that you give it, okay? So, inherently, those fears don't come with bad things that are going to happen to you. We assign those in our brains to those feelings and those sensations. So we avoid them because we don't want those bad things built up in our heads to bother us.
Sure. Makes sense.
So your brain learns over time as we repeatedly expose you to these uncomfortable feelings. that's not uncomfortable. That's just uncomfortable. It's not harmful. It's just a little inconvenience in your day, and you can get through it. Are you ready to get started?
Sure.
All right. You sound a little nervous.
Yeah.
And it's really brave of you to give this a try here in session. So we're going to start small, okay? So one exercise is hyperventilation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to breathe in deeply and quickly for like 20 or 30 seconds. And we'll see, you can stop at any time if you're feeling uncomfortable. And you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Start breathing. All right, good. You're doing great. Keep going. You're almost there. Almost. We're getting close. You're doing fantastic. And stop. How's it feel?
My heart rate's definitely up.
Okay. Okay. Um, any dizziness? So you said lightheaded. So find that sensation, that dizziness, and stay with that. Make sure you're noticing it with curiosity and not judgment. Don't judge those sensations. Where do you feel the dizziness mainly?
Back of my head to the top of my neck.
Okay. All right. Perfect. And what's your brain telling you about that feeling?
That I'm in trouble. Like that's
Okay. 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 Let's challenge that for just a second. Let's say, if someone hyperventilates, anyone hyperventilates for 30 seconds, what really happens?
Oh, I mean, not much, really.
Okay.
We just did it.
And you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how are you feeling right now? Did I just say now? I said now.
Better. Not as disoriented. My heart rate's come down.
Good, good. See, that's what we're after right there. It's kind of like, I liken it to going to the gym and working out in cardio. But you get that heart rate up to a certain level, and then you keep doing that consistently, and that period that it takes to get down to the homeostatic level is less and less. And then your body, over time, that heart rate keeps dropping even during the exercise. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're exercising your brain here. And we're trying to get that more tolerable, those sensations to be tolerable.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, how did it feel? Like overall, just a quick.
I didn't really want to do it to begin with, but you're right. Framing it like an exercise, it feels like, I accomplished something.
Yeah, and I think you did. You did great. Next session, though, I'd like to go a little bit deeper. Let's try another exercise like spinning in the chair. These help with sensations like disorientation, shortness of breath. What do you think about that?
Sure. I'm willing to try it.
That's exactly, yeah. I mean, as long as you have that spirit of giving it a try, it sounds like you really want to help yourself here. And I do appreciate you getting into it and doing these exercises. We're just trying to train your nervous system and your brain that these sensations are not going to kill you. They're not a threat. You can tolerate them, and over time, it'll lower that anxiety level. So I do have homework. So for homework, I'll give you a list of all these interoceptive exercises to do daily. Here's your instructions, and here's some sample exercises that you can do. There's a few in there, like holding your breath, running in place, head rolling. This one just makes me super dizzy. What you're gonna do is, if you flip it over, you'll see on the back there's a chart. So you're gonna chart your date, and you're going to put whatever exercise you performed in here. I know I didn't give you much space, but you know, utilize the whole page if you have to. What did you notice during that activity? What physical sensation? And then you're going to, on a Likert scale of 0 to 10, you're going to give me your anxiety level, 0 being the lowest, 10 being the highest level of anxiety. And then what you're going to need to do is use that fancy Apple Watch of yours to time how long. Time until your sensation faded. Okay, until you started feeling better.
Yeah.
So, you got it? I mean,
Yeah, it seems pretty straightforward.
Okay.
None of these are very long, so I could definitely fit it in.
well, you know, you can always hit me up on voicemail if you need anything, or shoot me an email if you have any questions about it. But you know, any kind of apprehension or nervousness is normal. So just approach this just like you're working out. Think about it that way. You know, we don't always like going to the gym, but we know it's good for us.
Yeah.
Those of us who go to the gym regularly. So it is something meaningful, and it's great that you're taking control and you're trying to train your brain to tolerate some of these uncomfortable feelings. Overall, how did this go? Do you think?
I think it went fine. I was a little nervous at the beginning, but you know, you took it slow for me, so that was good. I feel good about it.
Good. Well, we'll circle back next week and we'll work on another skill, but we'll talk about what you did for homework. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.